right, take two. We back with another championship edition. We got Shoemaker Sharks in the building. Gotta have them introduce themselves.
My name is Oscar Acevedo.
My name is Matthew Scott.
My name is Coleman Mayette.
My name is Nolan Duvert.
My name is Jack Cornett.
My name is Samuel Opamudio.
My name is Keegan Clancy.
My name is Justin Young.
My name is Chris Hurd.
My name is Nathan Allen.
My name is Daniel Acevedo.
All right, the champs. You guys are champions. You guys are gonna be moving on to middle school. But first of all, just how does it feel? How good does it feel to be champions?
I think it feels really good.
I agree with him also because this is like all of our first years for championship like winners, and like people, if you didn't play basketball before, then like it's like probably your first championship to like feel how good it is.
Right. Now, was this year a lot? As you guys said it before, you guys are all moving on to middle school, but did that make it even more special that you guys were able to?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What?
Because we're all going to different middle schools too.
Right. What age did you guys? What age did you guys start playing basketball? Was some of this you guys were?
Yeah, 4 or 5 for me.
Yeah, after we started playing
I started playing when I was like 4, I think. I started playing when I was -1 years old.
Said negative. But anyway, how key was that for you guys during the season that you guys, you had last year playing on having this team together and coming back with pretty much the same team? How pivotal was that for you guys this year that you guys have that experience, you know how to play with each other, you know what to do, what not to do, and you know how to help get each other the ball and all that stuff?
I think it was very helpful because if we didn't know how to do the stuff we know how to do right now,
Also,
it would be hard.
I agree with him. I think it was very helpful since playing as a team last year was good. Since we all played as 4th graders together in separate lines.
Right.
So it's then this year we played as 5th graders in lines.
So, what made this season just a really good season for you guys?
I think it made it a really good season because we're all 5th graders and we're all friends. So it's not like it's teammates that you don't really know.
Right.
It's fun to have teammates that you can have fun with.
Right. Did that make the chemistry on the court just a lot easier because you guys are friends and it's easy to play with your friends?
Yeah. Also, we live around each other, so we hang out and we can play basketball together, and we all know just the good chemistry of that, and we all know the difficulties that we have and stuff like that.
This dude over here, man. Anyways, talk about the season. Talk about the championships. The tournament run. How was the tournament run? What was the game that, excluding the championship game, what was the game that you enjoyed playing in the most during the tournament?
Probably the first game because it was the start of I'm gonna sound corny, but a dynasty.
I gotta agree with Jack though. Yeah.
He's not really wrong either.
What was it about that game?
It was for some 5th graders, it was their first time in the playoffs.
Right.
Since most of us didn't make it last year.
Did that give you guys the hunger to come back this year and try and make it?
Yeah. Also, Coach did that everyone play that game once you're ahead by enough, which was nice.
Everybody got to see the court?
Yeah.
The championship game. Who you guys playing the championship game?
We played Sewell Anderson.
What was the final score?
It was 28-17, I'm pretty sure.
It was 28-17. Yeah, 28-17.
All right, but how were you? Just describe to me that game, because I wasn't there. So just describe to me that game. How you guys were able just to get yourself that lead and be able to come out with the victory.
Because at the beginning, we were kind of just we got a good start at the beginning, and we just kept getting that momentum each way through the game. And it was just really, it was like almost like since we played that team before, we knew what they had and that we knew that we needed to play hard. So that helped us out a lot in that game.
Ball movement and team chemistry.
When the buzzer rang and when the game was over, like what was the feeling that you guys had when everything was all done and all that? Oh boy, he's not gonna say anything wild, is he?
It was.
It was actually really good. The feeling, it was like exquisite. So.
I like that. Inquisitive. I like that.
I think it was like a good feeling since it was like it's gonna be our last year playing for elementary school basketball.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like we ended off in a good year. Stop.
The question.
How was the feeling when the game was over?
Once you won.
One time I felt great after I won because my dad was really proud when I won, and I'm also proud when I won.
Nice. Nathan, you got an answer for that?
How'd it feel?
Good.
Nice and simple. Nice and simple. I know your coach isn't here, right? But what did he tell you what did he tell you guys after the game? What was kind of the message that he gave you guys after the game?
He told us that he had a great season with us and that we all have the potential to move on to greater things as long as we stick as a team.
Right. What is some of the lessons the lessons that you guys have learned playing basketball that's helping you guys at this phase in your life?
A lesson that I have learned is that you got to be a good sport and not take stuff for granted and just
You can't be selfish. You have to distribute the ball. That's how you score baskets and get more stuff.
I learned that you can't just beat a team by yourself.
It takes more than a couple players to win a game.
This is all very true. What are you guys gonna miss about just the school, the team, and you guys all moving on? You guys said you all going to different middle schools, but what are you gonna miss most about this group and just being teammates? Well, you guys are friends, you're gonna see each other every day, but it's just being teammates.
We're probably never gonna play on a team again with each other.
I think all of us, yeah.
It's also gonna be I'm probably gonna miss having all of them in my class and just having a good time on the court with them.
Right.
What I'm probably gonna miss is playing as a team, because playing as a team is really good, and I'm with all my friends. And when I go to middle school, I'm not gonna be with all my friends. I might be with one of my friends, but I'll meet new friends and I'll still be with these friends.
Now, is this something you guys want to keep doing as you get older? You continue to play basketball. I don't know if you guys play any other sports besides this, but is this, as you guys get older, is this something you want to get better at and hopefully play in play middle school, play in high school, and so on?
Yeah, for sure, because it's just a fun sport to play.
What's the question? I'll probably want to keep hanging out with them even if we don't go to the same schools and stuff, because I know that you can't just have a friendship for a little time and throw it away like that.
Right.
So you're also going to want to hang out with them, maybe play other sports with them.
Do you guys play any other sports?
Yeah, baseball. We're all on the same
Baseball.
team this year too.
Okay, so you guys gonna bring a championship for baseball too? Is that the plan? Is that the plan?
Yeah,
City Series.
City Series. All right. Which baseball team you play for?
Wyoming.
Wyoming Red Sox.
Nice. All right. Before we get out of here,
I played in the Phillies.
you guys want to give a shout out to anybody? A shout out before we get out of here.
I want to give a shout out to Justin, because he was a good point scorer and he really just carried the team.
Wait,
I also want to give a shout out to Mark, our other teammate Marco Awumi, because he liked to move the ball a lot and he didn't want to just keep the ball to himself.
He's like a firecracker. He just Mark. He don't stop.
Fast, too.
Yeah, he don't stop.
Shout out, I want to give this to Coach because he sat there and made up games for us before the tournament
Right.
to just, scrimmage and practice, have real game scenarios, and like making up the practices.
Right.
I remember one day he, I had something, so he changed the practice so I could go.
I want to give a shout out to Oscar and Daniel. I want to give a shout out to them because it was even if we were in a tough situation, they would still make us laugh and stuff and make us keep on going.
These two brothers?
Yeah, twins.
Y'all twins? Okay.
I'd shout out to everyone because they've been a great teammate and everything.
I want to shout out my brother and sister because they were on the same team the last couple of years, and they also won championships, which is what motivated me to win this one as well.
Yeah, you can't be the only one in the family without having one, man. They try to hold that over your head. But
I think the biggest shout out should go to our coach though, because he helped us out throughout the season.
Yeah.
And he made kids, and he gave kids a chance instead of just some coaches would be the type of coaches who would sit the kids who haven't played yet, but our coach would be the type of coach who wanted to get them in and have everyone play.
all right, shout out to Coach. He's like I said, he's a softball right now. Softball.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, you got one last thing?
Another shout out I want to give to is Jaden because he always made us laugh too. I remember one game.
One game. Dances at half court.
Give a shout out to Samuel in the corners. I'll give a shout out to Sam because it was just a good basketball player overall. Since he had great handles, he could shoot the ball well. His speed is incredible.
He's definitely underrated.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Samuel. Samuel, you have a shout out you want to give? Or not.
You can give yourself too.
Hell no.
I want to give a shout out to my sister.
What's your sister's name, man?
Stephanie, because when I wouldn't do something right, she would want to tell me the right thing to do in situations and times.
Awesome.
We can't give one more quick shout out.
Two more shout outs would probably be our teachers, because they would also teach us how to be a good team together.
Yeah, they also would go to the tournament games often and cheer us on.
Yeah.
They made these emblems of the shark,
Yeah.
and they would wave them around in the crowd, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I want to give a quick shout out to my mom and my dad because they kind of helped me a lot and kind of was the one that got me started into basketball, and they helped me learn about the game when I was younger. And they teach me how to shoot the ball and dribble and all that stuff.
I want to shout out my dad because he introduced me to basketball when I was 4.
Awesome. One more, we gotta get out of here.
Okay. I would like to shout out my sister because she would bring me to the games, and throughout the whole of basketball season, she would help me out, and that's why I gave her a shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Thank you, parents, for bringing them. Y'all are much appreciated. Congrats, fellas. Good luck in middle school, and win more championships. We might have to do this again. That is the Shoemaker champs. We're out of here. Have a good one.